So finally it's summer after a lot of grey days, and that gives us the opportunity to do some work outside rather than only inside. So we have cleared a lot of stuff here. We've done some work on the concrete fish ponds that will show you. And meanwhile we have taken some more or less final steps inside to prepare for the wax machine. So I hope you enjoy that. Okay, so the yard was full of mess and brambles and trees, and we needed a hardened underground to drive around with the forklift, mostly because the first floor has no stairs and needs to be approached from outside, so forklift is very useful. So there were truckloads full of gravel, which they brought in.
But before laying down the gravel, they first need to get rid of some tree stumps.
Helpen? Nee hoor, hoeft niet. Ik ren wel. Ik denk dat het geen ding wordt. So all these fish tanks were fed with water from the canals behind us, but obviously that needed big pipes, which we don't need because we don't want fish. There was a long big one behind the container and the fish tanks, so we put our four-wheel drive to good use, pedal on the metal.
And after removing the pipe, it is finally time for the gravel.
So finally, time to do some outdoor work. As you can see behind me, the roads and the yards are paved with crushed stones. And here we have those crazy concrete fish basins. And we are removing brambles, bushes, some trees, because we want to grow some plants here, and it has been completely inaccessible. Brambles are horrible plants and lovely fruits, but it's a fight and we are winning, but it takes literally blood. Where's the blood? Blood, sweat and tears. So we've done 4 now, and unfortunately there are 4 more, and this is what it looked like, and this is what it's supposed to look like. Where are we? Here somewhere. Oh, there. So yeah, lovely weather, horrible job, but we'll manage. We cut all the brambles out of the old fish tanks, cut some trees, and as we said before, we're going to grow some plants and herbs here, which we're going to use for the smokers, for the bees. As usual, we picked the hottest days of the years. It was 39 degrees, so long sleeves were not an option. So it was a bit of a bloody mess, literally, with all the brambles and things that we cut. But it's done. Some of the trees here still need to go through the shredder so that we have wood chips, which we can use again either for compost or for the mushrooms. And we have dug a long trench for extra electricity and water, which will lead to the container, which will be our honey extraction room in the not so near future, but at least next season. There's a lot of stuff that once was connected. We even have street lights. There are sockets in all the barns, but nobody knows where the electricity is supposed to come from. So new is probably better in this case.
That means that most of the outside work is done. Over the past weeks we have turned the old, muddy roads into a tidy gravel path, ready for the wax machine. Meanwhile, we hired a contractor for some electrical work in the training room.
Slow progress in the training room. We have some electricity challenges. The whole electrical system was outdated. So they said, let's install a new one. I said, that's a good idea. And we waited for 4 months until everything was ordered and delivered. And then they installed it. And guess what? I don't think they had a tape measure, so it's too big. So next step, rip it all out again, start over. So with a small disaster in the other room, I thought probably the 3-phase power, they have done really nice, and they have done it really nicely. It's a smaller cabinet. This one would fit excellently in that cupboard actually. But although we plastered the walls, they thought that was a good idea to put a little piece of wood behind it. And when I asked why it is such a crazy big piece of wood, they said, the electricians, they don't bring a saw. So I cut the whole panel. Very nice. So we'll probably take this one off and reduce the size of this plywood. We closed the back side of the aquarium, which was all ugly, concrete and not straight. And we built a little, whoa, hope I can still open it. Build a little manhole so that we can look after our mushrooms. I think the paint was probably not that dry when we closed it, but yeah, secret mushroom hideout. So this one is ready for the wax machine, which apparently is coming this week.
And finally, there's some news to share. Pepijn will take on a new challenge.
Hij kan ook best wel Engels denk ik.
Ja, ik kan wel Engels, maar
Dat vind je niet leuk.
maar geen zin in.
Maar Pepijn gaat ons binnenkort verlaten, want hij heeft het idiote plan opgevat om gewoon weer te gaan studeren. Na een tussenjaar.
Ja.
Why? Dus we hebben nog een weekje samen hier. Dan een paar weekjes vakantie. En dan nog een week training.
Ja.
Volgende week, wat ga je doen?
Kettingzaagtraining. Zodat ik niet meer in mijn vinger ga zagen.
En dat je in een boom mag klimmen met een kettingzaag.
Ja.
Oké,
Ja.
top.
Ja.
Dan vakantie en dan studeren.
Eerst nog een weekje.
Heb je nog een week?
Daarna nog een week.
Bonus.
Ja.
Bonusweek.
Bonusweek.
En dan ga je ook weer doen?
Studeren.
Oh ja.
Bos en natuurbeheer.
Oh ja, waarom?
Waarom? Dat is leuk. Hopelijk leuk.
Maar anyway, het grote werk is gedaan. We hebben eigenlijk wel redelijk af straks wat we gepland hadden om af te hebben. Namelijk de trainingruimte, de ruimte voor de was, het gemaal, gang, wc en dat soort dingen. Dus wij kunnen in ieder geval weer aan de slag. Ook zonder jou. Wordt het moeilijk.
Nou, joh.
En dan gaan we daarna stap voor stap kijken hoe we de rest aan gaan pakken. Na studeren kon je weer werken, toch?
Ja, zeker.
Even 3 jaar op mijn tanden bijten.
4.
Oh, 4.
Ja, helaas.
Oké, nou ja, het is wat het is, hè?
Ja.
Maar het is wel nuttig. Ik ben er
Hopelijk.
blij mee. Hope you enjoyed it. Expect some more videos of the renovation and expect some more videos about our real job, the bees. And If you are interested, do subscribe.